Influencer products. Man, there's nothing more I love than spending my hard-earned money on content creators' new and innovative products that are most certainly not a scam. Recently, a new influencer product has hit the shelves, has hit the internet airwaves, and the world has lost their goddamn minds. You see, the queen of live streaming, the queen of Twitch herself, Pokimane, has a secret which she has finally revealed to us, revealed to the world, a secret that will absolutely shock you. She made some cookies, guys. If you don't know who Pokimane is, she is one of the biggest live streamers in the entire world. She is just a massive content creator in general, a content creation machine, and as such, with any massive content creator, any massive influence, a lot of people would like her, and as such, a lot of people hate her.
I could just speak to someone who does like crypto gambling and explain to them like, one, are you dumb?
Now, I'm a Twitch boy. I've been watching since like the days of Justin TV. Boy, do I love me some live streams. You can catch me most nights enjoying the riveting gameplay of Bald Legend and God Gamer Moon, or on Thursday nights enjoying the sweet, sultry tones of my favorite voice actors playing Dungeons & Dragons, Critical Role. I don't really watch Pokimane. Obviously, I know who she is, and I've seen her content before, but it's just nothing up my alley. It's just not for me. Despite this massive fan base and all of this love for Poki, there are people out there who vehemently hate her. Now, this hate comes with a variety of reasons. Some may be slightly justified, a lot of it probably not. I mean, anyone with this big of a fan base is naturally going to have haters or anti-fans. As well, in the past, she has found herself at odds with other big major content creators like XQC, for example, which is naturally going to end up with some hate coming her way. Oh yeah, and she's a woman on the internet. Need I say more? So recently, Pokimane revealed a big secret that she's been apparently working on for the last 2 years. Myna Cookies. Look at these little choco guys, man. Deep chocolate, velvety white chips, and sea salt. Dude, I love chocolate and sea salt. Like, that is the best combo ever. So it seems like we're off to like a good start. On the surface, like, what's the big deal here? You're telling me that Poki got into trouble on the internet for selling cookies? Yes, she did. Is it deserved? Well, maybe a little. But let's find out together, shall we? So on November 12th, Poki puts out a tweet. Biggest announcement of my career next Monday, and it's a product launch. I would love to send it to some smaller and up-and-coming creators who want to try it. Hey, yo, Poki. Hit your boy up, man. I'm a little chocolate slut, and God, do I love reviewing things. The next day, Poki announces the official launch of her new company, Myna Snacks. It's finally here, introducing my new company, Myna Snacks. I could never find the perfect healthy snacks that tasted so good, so I made one for us. The Midnight Mini Cookies are made with real, non-GMO ingredients and added vitamin D. I mean, honestly, so far so good. I really gotta hand it to them. They actually killed the marketing and the branding aesthetically of the cookies. I mean, we got this nice color combo here. The packaging is really nice. I mean, yeah, the cookies do look a little turd-like, but that wouldn't stop me from eating them. Now, though, I was a little bit surprised to see that these cookies were somehow being marketed as like a health food, a healthy alternative, if you will, to normal cookies. And of course, they have that added vitamin D, which is crucial for us gamers who never see the light of day. Or maybe you're just like me and you're someone who's just cursed to a life of paleness. So far, so good for Myna Cookies, but you see, that didn't last long. It didn't take the internet long to do a little bit of digging and for someone to find something a little strange with Poki's cookies. You see, someone took a picture of these cookies at Costco that seemed to be, well, somewhat similar to Poki's cookies. Midnight Cookies available at Costco for $9.99 for a 14-ounce bag. What seems to be an identical cookie, which, shocker, they basically are. Now, this is surprisingly actually really common in the food industry world. This is a strategy known as white labeling, basically just products sold by retailers with their own branding and logos attached to said product, but the actual product itself was manufactured by a third party. White labeling is like incredibly rampant in American grocery stores. You probably don't even actually realize which brands are white labels and which ones aren't. I first learned about this with like sodas from like major grocery store chains, you know, that oftentimes like big grocery store chains like Walmart, what have you, have their own like brand of products, usually to compete with, like, you know, sodas like Coke, Dr. Pepper, the mainstream, the big boys. More often than not, these generic brand sodas from these grocery stores are just white labeled sodas, third-party soda brands that these stores have then slapped their own, you know, packaging, labeling onto it, but they're the exact same soda. So for example, it's extremely possible that like 3 different supermarkets in your area, all selling their own branded root beer, for example, might just be the exact same root beer with different labels slapped on it. This seemingly is basically what happened here. Pokey's cookies are in fact a white label product, something that she actually acknowledges to her credit. A product made by Creation Foods, the same product that makes the cookies at Costco. I mean, when we compare the ingredients side by side, we see that they're basically identical, except for the fact that Pokey's cookies contain added vitamin C, which they advertise makes them a health product, as well as mushroom powder, added for some reason, who knows why. Possibly, though, the most striking difference between the Costco cookie and Pokey's cookie is the price, as Pokey's cookies come in at nearly 3 times the cost at $30. Myna bags have 4 servings of 7 cookies for $7 a bag, where Costco has 14 servings of 7 cookies for $9. The Costco bags cost 9 cents per cookie versus Myna's 25 cents per cookies, which is almost nearly 3 times the price. So what gives here? What's going on here? Why are these cookies so expensive when they basically are identical to the Costco version? Is this because of that added vitamin D? Because of the fact that they're marketing themselves as a health food? Let's take a look at these nutrition facts again. When you compare this cookie to many other cookies, both Pokey's cookie and the Costco cookies are in fact better for you. They have lower calories, lower carbs, lower sugars when you compare them to something like Oreos or like Tate's cookies. But just because they aren't as like nutritionally as bad for you, does that make them a health food or a healthy food? What about that added vitamin D we talked about? Is that really the thing that's driving up the cost of this cookie? We see here that Pokey's cookie contains 3 micrograms of vitamin D. Now this is where the health and exercise science part of my brain gets a little triggered. I worked for years as a personal trainer. You know, I studied this stuff in school. And let me tell you, 3 micrograms of vitamin D is, well, it's not a lot. Certainly not nearly enough to, I don't know, use it in your branding. 3 micrograms of vitamin D comes out to around 120 UIs of vitamin D. The National Institute of Health suggests that adults need somewhere between 1,500 to 2,000 units of IU of vitamin D a day. As we said, Pokey's cookies contain around 120 IU in a serving being 7 cookies. So you have to eat 7 cookies for 120 IU of vitamin D, a minuscule amount. Yeah, not really something that I would even remotely call a vitamin D supplement, like, at all. This type of marketing, this, like, misleading advertisement with, like, health benefits drives me crazy, and it is absolutely rampant in America right now. One of the most prolific places where you see this kind of played out is in the sports drink market, in the kind of health and exercise market, which basically just straight up copied it from the workout supplement market. I'm sure while walking in stores, you've encountered products nowadays like, I don't know, Prime or Bang. Obviously, Prime being another classic influencer product, KSI and Logan Paul's product.
The monkey has Prime!
Basically, these drinks, these new class of kind of like sports, like energy drinks, are basically just like glorified pre-workout masquerading as like a sports supplementary drink. These products play a very similar game, playing very fast and loose with like how they market themselves as like health products and what is actually inside the drinks themselves. Oftentimes, you will see these drinks advertise that they contain a like certain amount of like amino acids and like creatine. Generally, there's not nearly enough of these amino acids or even creatine if these drinks actually contain creatine within them, the drinks themselves. to contain enough to even do anything to your body. As well, there are several studies out there right now that suggest that intaking amino acid supplements can actually lead to a number of side effects. Long story short, if you want to add more amino acids into your diet, just eat foods that are rich in protein. This is probably the main problem I have with Pokey's cookies. The thing that really tilts me the most is the fact that they are being marketed as like a healthy option, as a kind of healthy food-esque, specifically highlighting the inclusion of vitamin D into the cookie, which is misleading advertising. The amount of vitamin D in the cookie is minuscule. It's not enough to do anything. It's certainly not enough to be labeled a supplement or like supplementary benefits at all, which again makes the price hike on the cookie when we compared the Costco cookie and Pokey's cookie seemingly wild. Like, why is this cookie so much more expensive? Again, it's nearly 3 times the price of the Costco cookie for what? What are we paying for here? Branding? Some random minuscule added vitamin D? To Pokey's credit, though, she did make a statement addressing this backlash.
The batch of Myna Cookies we're currently shipping were made 3 weeks ago. They are not a dropship product, and we own our formula. The cookies that are being compared to were also made by our manufacturer, Creation Foods, which specializes in healthy food. The compared cookies had 1 test batch sold before they were retired. Months later, we partnered with Creation Foods and fell in love with the flavor profile of the Midnight Cookie.
This voice is killing my throat. We then decided to work together to refine and improve the formula, and we're really happy with the final product. While the ingredients list may look similar, they're entirely different in terms of ingredients quality, quantity ratio, sourcing the size, texture of the cookie, and of course, added vitamin D. Refining formula is a very common practice in the food industry. Around 70-80% of the foods you see in the grocery store are white labeled. True. Pricing. Making a healthy and quality snack with real gluten-free ingredients and added vitamins is not a cheap practice. If you've been following me for some time, you know I rarely take sponsorships because I try to be mindful of promoting or endorsing products. I haven't sold merch in years, I cap my donations, and frankly, if I wanted a cash grab, it'd be silly to do it through a startup because they are extremely unlikely to profit in the first few years. Plus, any profits we make go directly back into creating more quality products. I think this is pretty fair. Personally, I don't believe that this product was like intended to be a scam. I don't think that it is a scam. If Pokey wanted to scam and milk her audience for money, there's like way better ways to do it than this, than coming up with like expensive cookies. Really, the main criticism I have is the misleading advertisements of the cookies as a health food, playing up the vitamin D within them, which doesn't do anything. And seemingly because of that, I don't understand why they're so expensive. Like, who is paying $30 for cookies besides tier 3 Poke subs? Now, this is where I thought that this story was coming to an end until Pokey decided to make some very interesting comments on her stream.
People are like, oh my god, $28 for cookies? It's 4 bags. That's $7 a bag. I know math is hard when you're an idiot, but like, if you're a broke boy, just say so.
Whew, that's a yikes, my dude. Calling your audience broke boys is not the best look. I don't understand why streamers do this. I'm no expert, but if I released like a product and I wanted like my audience to buy it, I don't think the best strategy would be to call those who criticize my price point broke. As well, the broke boy comment feels even worse, seeing as Pokey's millions of dollars were basically made on the backs of her viewers, the people who watch her content, which she makes that ad revenue, that dollar from, the people who loyally sub to her and follow her. Yeah, just doesn't feel good to call these people broke when literally they're the ones that have made you all your money. Overall, not a great look from Pokey. This was probably just like a moment of like weakness and frustration from her, if I'm being extremely charitable. But just not a good look overall. Personally, though, I don't care as much about like this broke boy kind of comment or statement. Internet Jesus, MoistCritical also made a video about this topic, specifically on the broke boy comments. Personally, I didn't think it was as big of a deal as he made it out to be, but everyone has their own opinions. Overall, it was a pretty shitty thing to say, and it definitely didn't help her sell her cookies at all. At the end of the day, I think that this drama is slightly overblown. I don't think that Pokey was trying to scam anyone here. And obviously, people who hate Pokey haters, are up real good right now. For me, I don't really like the misleading marketing thing that they did here with the vitamin D. Unfortunately, though, this is just kind of like standard behavior with like American food companies. I'm sure that the cookies themselves probably taste pretty good. I mean, you really can't go wrong with like a good chocolate with sea salt, and I appreciate that they're low sugar and low in calories and carbs. However, I don't think I'll be spending $30 on any cookies, let alone cookies like this. Absolutely no chance. It really does blow my mind though, like why didn't they just add some protein to the cookies as well? Like they could have easily just added like a little bit of like whey isolate and made the cookies have like 10 grams of protein, or like maybe a little bit of protein, and that probably would help people buy them. I don't know. To me, it's really simple. If you don't like this or you can't afford it, don't buy it. In the grand world, the grand scheme of influencer products, Poki's cookies here really aren't that much of a problem when compared to a lot of the other ones, especially something like, I don't know, Prime. That being said though, if magically a box of these cookies did end up on my doorstep, I would eat them and I would review them. As always, guys, thank you so much for watching and continue to support me. If you did enjoy this video, learn something new, please make sure you like, comment, and subscribe, as this engagement really does help the channel out, and this engagement helps me pay my bills. So thank you guys for helping to pay my bills. Let me know in the comments down below your thoughts on this cookie gate, this very silly cookie drama, and let me know if you'll be purchasing any $30 cookies in the future. Honestly, actually, now that I think about it, if I want to try these cookies, maybe I'll just take a little trip down to my local Costco and see if I can find the other ones. For more content, please click one of the videos on screen now. I highly recommend our deep dive into probably the best show of 2023, Blue Eye Samurai. As always, drink your water, hug your mother. Until next time, peace, love, auto.